Hi everyone, I'm Cantor Yonah Kliger, and this is Translating with Trope. It's been a pretty busy couple of last weeks or so. It's kind of like my tax season with the high holidays and everything. It's been a little while since I've done Translating with Trope. Also, we've got some workers in our backyard doing some construction, so you might hear some of that during this. But this last weekend, I got to spend some really great one-on-one time with both of my kids. On Saturday, I went and spent a whole day with my daughter, and we had an incredible afternoon. And then on Rosh Hashanah day, on Monday, my son and I, we got to go to the beach and did tashlich together, and we had some really, really great time together. And then on second day, Rosh Hashanah, I was in synagogue, and I chanted the Akeida, the story of the binding of Isaac from Bereshit, from Genesis. It's the traditional reading on second day of Rosh Hashanah. And it struck me to the core. Abraham's put to this test by God, and he's got to sacrifice his own son. And singing these words, I did actually Translating with Trope in synagogue, and singing it out loud, really, it spoke to me. So I wanted to share it with you. You've probably heard this story many times, but here it is sung to the high holiday trope, which is a different trope than trope for the rest of the year. And here's the story. Take a listen. There came a time when God put Abraham to the test. Abraham, God said to him, and he answered, "Here I am." Then God said, "Take your son, your precious one Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah. There shall you offer him up as a burnt offering on one of the hills that I will point out to you." Early the next morning, Abraham, having first split wood for the burnt offering, saddled his donkey, took with him 2 of his servants and his son Isaac, and set out for the place of which God had told him. On the 3rd day, as he looked up, Abraham saw the place from afar. He said to the lads, "Stay here with the donkey, while I and the boy go up and worship. Then we will return to you." Abraham took the wood for the sacrifice, and he laid it on Isaac his son. He himself carried the firestone and the knife, and the 2 walked on together. Then Isaac broke the silence and said to his father Abraham, "Father." And he said, "Here I am, my son." And he said, "I see the firestone and the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" Abraham replied, "God will see to the lamb for the burnt offering, my son." And the 2 walked on together. They came to the place which God had told him. Abraham built an altar there. He laid on the wood. He tied up his son Isaac. He laid him on the altar on top of the wood. He reached for the knife to slay his son, but an angel of the Lord called him from the heaven, "Abraham, Abraham." "Here I am," he answered. And the angel said, Do not raise your hand against the boy, nor do the least thing to him. For now I know you stand in awe of God, since you did not withhold from me your own son, your precious one. As Abraham looked up, his eye fell upon a ram caught in the thicket by its thorns. So he went and took the ram and offered it as a burnt offering in the place of his son. And Abraham named that place, the Lord sees. As it is said to this day, on the mountain of the Lord, there is vision. That was even really hard for me to get through that time too. Cannot even imagine what that must have been like for Abraham to have that kind of a test. And what was Isaac going through? The text doesn't even say. We don't even know. The text doesn't even say. But this is our traditional reading for the second day of Rosh Hashanah, and I thought it was important that we hear it in a different way. One of the commands on Rosh Hashanah is to listen to the sound of shofar, to open us up. So this is my gift to you of this Rosh Hashanah, to hear this story and with hopefully new ears. Wishing you a Shana Tova and a Gemar Chatima Tova. May you finish with a good seal and have a really meaningful fast. I'm Cantor Yonah Kliger.